Welcome to Studio XOXO. I'm Alex Mordo. In this segment, I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful, full feathered brow look on sparse, thin brows using just 2 products from Maybelline, which you can purchase from the drugstore. Do you have sparse, thin, or overgroomed brows but want that full, youthful, brushed up, feathery look? Struggle with applying your brows? Keep watching. Mama Mordo's got you. I love that very feathery, soft, full brow look that's popular right now. But I saw the other side of 1996 and my brows unfortunately have seen the wax spots at the back of the nail salon and the JCPenney, as I'm sure many of you in a similar age bracket to myself have. And so to go about achieving these brows that are really feathery and full and uncorrupted looking, the way that I do that is actually with a couple of Maybelline products that I'm absolutely in love with. I use the Brow Ultra Slim, and then I feel like this is a really unsung drugstore hero. I like to use the Maybelline Brow Flash Sculpt Mascara. This reminds me of the fiber building mascaras for lashes. It has those little fibers that will grab onto any little hairs you have, whether they're brow hairs or those sort of vellus hairs on the skin, and it can be built up to create the appearance of brow hairs that perhaps are not there. I'm very balded out and sparse in here, but I can use this to create the appearance of a brow that doesn't exist. So what I do first is I go in with the spoolie end. They do give you a spoolie on the end of the Brow Ultra Slim. And also I like to have on hand a clean, empty mascara wand or spoolie. And you can pick these up at a local beauty supply, or you can order them off of Amazon. But I start with my Brow Ultra Slim and I comb all of my brow hairs up in the direction that they grow, which is how they're groomed in this look to begin with, but it also allows me to see exactly where they need to be filled. And then I start on my weaker brow, which for me is my right brow. And I hold this, and this is key. I hold my Brow Ultra Slim far back. The farther back you hold this on the pencil as opposed to close to the tip, but the farther back you hold it, the less pressure you exert. And this allows me to produce a finer, more hair-like stroke. So I'm gonna start at the head of the brow where I'm balded out and mark out where the head of the brow should actually begin with the lightest amount of pressure. Really faint stroke, connecting that into the brow. And then I'm going to come to the top to where the arch of the brow should begin and begin to sketch out. So what I'm doing is I'm outlining the brow for myself. Following the direction of the hair growth the entire time, and changing, because as you move through the brow, the direction that these hairs are growing changes. So very delicate short strokes. Taking time to pull back, look at what I've already done. Now on my brows, I'm going to kind of come in close and see if the camera will pick this up for you. I do have some hairs that I leave untweezed that tell me I leave them as guide hairs for myself.
where approximately my brow should begin, so that when I go in with the Brow Fast Sculpt Mascara, this gives me a really good indicator or guide. I'm gonna open that up and clear off the excess in the tip, sorry, segue there, of where I should not only begin, but kind of end, so the start and the stop points. And I'm gonna, again, I'm holding this towards the back so that I'm exerting the least amount of pressure, because this is a very delicate process. And my goal is just to kind of dance or skim across the top of these brow hairs and get the existing hairs there to catch these fibers and begin to build. I'm using the product to guide and direct or sculpt the brow up and into the position that I'd like it to stay. So in this case, it's a feathered or fanned up brow. And then I'm gonna come back towards the beginning again here and continue to fill in. So I give myself a little break as I need to, so that I can maintain really good control as I build out the front of this brow. And I already have my end point that I marked at the very beginning, so I know how far down to go. And when I came in at the top, I've marked about how high I should go at the top as well. And I'm kind of zoning in on this little area here where I'm, you know, a bit bald there. And this is really a process, a labor of love and a process of patience here. Because you have to work so delicately, you can't really rush this. And there's a reason why a lot of beauty vloggers film their brows off camera, and because it can be tricky and it can be frustrating. So if you struggle with brows, my advice to you is go ahead and do your brows when you have nowhere to go, and practice them often. And if they turn out, you know, not great, don't be frustrated. You're always one makeup wipe or a cotton bud away from starting over. And if they turn out fabulous and you have nowhere to go, take yourself up to the gas station, because ain't nobody gonna gas you up like your fam at the Shell. Get you those convenience store compliments. Celebrate it. All right, beautiful. So there are some fibers there that are a little bit more prominent. I'm gonna let this finish drying as I work on this other brow here, and then I'll come back and I'll comb through with that empty spoolie to clean. So again, I'm starting at the head of the brow, working very delicately, just marking out where it should be. This one will go so much faster. Going up towards the arch, working in the direction of the growth of the hairs.
Feels like it's magic. Hear the clock been haunting my dreams. It's been ticking for hours, ticking for hours. Yeah, I feel so old. Gotta waste no time, gotta wait in line, and the weather's so cold. Should've brought my coat at the end of the line, on my shit untold. Messed up a lot, used to be waiting for something or someone to give me my spot. God only show you the way, it's all up to the plan and the paper and people you brought. I learned what I taught, I hope that they notice and give us a shot. I swear I team, been lying a lot, might give us away. And what is the cost? The truth I won't face, I think that we caught. I hear what you say, but jealousy rots the brain, the fame, the game. I know you
so much less to do on this side. But our brows are sisters, not twins. And it is what it is. I'll take what I can get. So again, every time I open this, I wipe off the excess from the tip.
it's fantastic. For the ages, feels like it's magic.
And I'm really just skimming and dancing across these existing hairs. I am not pushing this spoolie down into my skin at all.
Feeling like Bambi, scary, reach down, can't find where my nuts at. Run it back, time don't love me, rub me like I got a humpback, jump back, bite me.
If it were to say, I can do this for you, dot onto the skin like so, then I would go in and take either the spoolie of my Brow Ultra Slim or the empty mascara one. And again, with the slightest amount of pressure, I am going to gently dance over the top of that and pull that little dot of extra product up to create a hair stroke like effect. So all is not lost. It just needs to be managed with a really gentle hand. And looking here, just I'm gonna use my Brow Ultra Slim to fill that shape just a little bit. And there you have it.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. You know how to make a girl feel good. All products mentioned will be linked down in the description bar below. Be sure to stay tuned for updates. This video was not sponsored.